The time is 6:40 in the morning. I'm on this Monday morning, February 22nd, 2021, and the Rekman News on. This is Peter Chillo Morning News for a Monday morning, February 22nd, 2021. Get Good morning, y'all. This lovely Monday morning, February 22nd, 2021. Back to work, back to school on this Monday morning, and it's 19 degrees in not Massachusetts. Top stories on the Peter Chillo News for our Monday morning is almost half of the Republicans would join Trump party according to a poll. Attorney General nominee Merrick Garland to face Senate Judiciary Committee. Stimulus check latest as House Democrats advance $1.9 trillion COVID-19 aid bill. Legal experts warn New York Governor Cuomo nursing home scandal may rise the federal level of criminal offense. U.S. reaches 500,000 deaths from the coronavirus, and Biden plans commemoration. 3 children and their mother died in a Texas fire after trying to stay warm during fire. Their brother survived. United Airlines grounds its fleet of Boeing 777 airplanes, powered by the top of an engine on Flight 328. Malcolm X family unveils letter alleged New York Police Department FBI assassination link. New York backtracks on de Blasio plan to close Trump-owned ice rinks. U.S. has started to talk with Iran about detaining Americans, Biden, National Security Advisor said. Boris Johnson set to take England out of lockdown. UN nuclear chief visits Iran as a defense to cut off watchdog cameras. Australia begins coronavirus vaccine rollout. Protests restricted the streets throughout Myanmar on Monday despite the country's military jet awarded with escalated violence as demonstrations turned into a general strike as planned. IAEA and Iran reached temporary nuclear inspection deal. South Africa's COVID-19 cases deaths decline as variant spreads globally. The International Atomic Energy Agency and the Netherlands reached a temporary deal with Iran for the inspectors to maintain access under nuclear activity in the country. 1 dead, 4 wounded in a shooting in the Missouri American Legion. Coronavirus cases and deaths down, shuts up Norfolk Idfer Women's Prison. Canada police say they identified suspect in the shooting incident. Probe ongoing. Gary fan wants small memories to live on. Brockton students returned to classroom on Tuesday. Kingdom advised 7 new hybrid police cruisers. Built-in traffic light previewer stuck in Braintree. Look at that stock today. We're up 98 cents to 31.94.32. It's SP5 up. SP5 on 7.26, 3906.71. And NASDAQ up 9.11 at 13,874.46. Biden administration announced performance with PPP to assist small businesses. Investors flee bonds and step up commodities on an economy recovery hopes fall. European stocks trade lower. Shares make guarded gains as bond yield resources spike. Pfizer vaccine stops COVID-19 spread. According to an Israeli study, LA County sees fewer coronavirus cases, hospitalizations, and deaths. Orange County will start seeing inside vaccine for education, food, and agriculture workers. And New York finds case of variants first seen in South Africa. NASA science cargo launches on 15th Norfolk Grumman resupply mission at long lost priceless fossil turns out to be a 30 million year vampire squid. In sports, the Boston Bruins blow out the Philadelphia Flyers at Lake Tahoe in the NHL's outdoor series 7-3. And next up to the Bruins, they'll be out in Long Island on Thursday for a date with the New York Islanders. While the Boston Celtics had a 24-point lead against the Pelicans in New Orleans, but watched it slip away as they fall to the North Pelicans 120-115 in overtime. Next up for the Celtics, they'll be in Dallas taking on Dallas Mavericks on Tuesday night. Minnesota Timberwolves fire coach Brian Saunders and Minnesota hire Chris Finch away from the Raptors. Board report. Chase Elliott is back late in the Wakefield date to the road course. Ripes Moodle actor the Denham medal of loss in Australian Open final, and even the referee thought that Michigan Ohio State game was exciting. Peter Chilnusab, 6:45. Time now to take a look at the Peter Chittle traffic and threads of chat. Beep on the MBTA showbiz has places green light B registers between Kenmore and Backcross Street on weekend nights between 8:45 p.m. and all day on weekends for March 5th. And on the commuter rail. Looking good. And the ferries, they are looking good. Okay, take a look at highways and byways of New England on this. In Connecticut, Route 95, a little bit slower, Route 8 in Bridgeport, Connecticut. But it's looking good in Connecticut. And in Rhode Island, it's all looking good. In the Boston vicinity, 95 and the 24 at the northbound side. A little bit slow before Route 128 in the Canton area. Cyber Expressway at the northbound side. So between Furnace Brook Parkway in Quincy all the way down to the Morrissey Boulevard exit in Dorchester, all the way to the JFK exit in Dorchester. 93 southbound side. A little bit slow between Bedford Stretch all the way to Summer Square in Somerville. Route 1 southbound side. So between Chelsea to Tobin Bridge all the way to down to Charlestown. Route 1 a slow on the East Boston area, and 3 to the southbound side. A little bit slow around 128 Burlington, 93 on the southbound side. Also still on stretch, but 393, 95. Looking good from 128 to New Hampshire border, 495. Looking good from Maine to right down to Wareham, set to the western Mass highways are looking good. And up in over New England, Connecticut, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine highways are looking good. Peter Shell News Time is 6:47. Take a look at the weather situation. A frontal system brings a period of accumulating wet snow to the high terrain locations. And western and central Massachusetts and Nova Connecticut this afternoon and early evening, and all rain is expected elsewhere. And dry weather with about normal temperatures right midweek and passage of cold front Wednesday night ushers in dry brustling and colder weather for the end of the weekend. The low pressure may bring some rain or snow sometime during the weekend. Cold pre-dawn temps observed across Massachusetts, Connecticut, down in response to a very dry mass. Light winds and just high spring clouds. PM observed temperatures were mainly in the single digits and teens except around 20 in urban areas, and temperatures leveled off as clouds can be thickens and lower this morning. Then temperatures rise later this morning as southerly fall develops and affects milder after ocean. As a result, temperatures will rise for the 20s and lower to the mid-30s by midday, and it will become windy toward noon as approaching low-level southerly jet combined with a cold air aloft and warmer low-level temperatures that yield seemingly low-level lapse rates and mild signs indicate southerly winds could gust up to 30-40 miles an hour before precipitation arrives in the afternoon. Okay, looking at the National Weather Summary shows. Snow for parts of the Northeast and the Appalachians later in the day. Heavy snow over the Cascades and the Northern Rockies and central U.S. to warm up as the Northwest cools down. And a provided upper level trail will traverse the eastern third of the country today. As a result, a low pressure system will cross the Midwest and produce like the moderate snow across much of the Northeast with local heavy snow downwind of Lake Ontario. The higher elevation areas of New England enjoy a wide swath of 3 to 6 inches of snow is possible across the Northeast and Central Appalachian, while areas of downwind of Lake Ontario may see over a foot of snow. Rain is expected from Mid-Atlantic down to the eastern seaboard today. Scattered isolated thunderstorms are possible from across Florida and North Carolina's Outer Banks. Temperatures are expected to be below average on the backside of this system across the Midwest and Mississippi Valley today, as this system departs once will sweep across Canada and graze the Great Lakes tonight, bring some lake effect snow to the region. Another upper level disturbance will impact the northwest through Tuesday by producing heavy snows across the Cascades and the Nova Records, potentially heavy rain along the Pacific Northwest coast and inland areas, and heavy storms like the slam the northern Cascades where multiple feet may have been followed by winter water. The winter storm borders are the effect of much of the Northern Cascades and parts of the Northern Rockies are also likely to receive over a foot of snow as blizzard on the top of the winter storm waters in effect for parts of the Montana Rockies due to the additional wind threat in the area, and high wind waters are in effect over the parts of the Northern Rockies due to the tidal pressure gradient between high pressure to the east and then the pressure low pressure system to the west. And temperatures across the Great Plains are generally expected to be above average today as our northwest system moves across the Rockies and temperatures begin falling below average across the northwest side and the backside of the aforementioned frontal system today. The new system will be very emerge over the northern plains and the upper Midwest on Tuesday before beginning another round of winter weather by the Great Lakes by midweek. And high pressure dominating Oklahoma and Texas, and also high pressure bringing some snow coming to much of the northern Rockies and the Cascades. Okay, taking a look at the forecast. Goes like this. For today, it's going to be a chest rain before 2 p.m., then a snow likely between 2 and 3 p.m., then a rain after 3 p.m. High at 40 degrees, and lights out, wind increase at 6 to 11 mile in the morning. Winds get size 20 mile at chest rate 9 cents, little no summation expected for tonight. Rain may before 8 p.m., low on 29 degrees. Up to about 7 mile up in the west after midnight. Chest rate 8%, news precipitation activity time for the days for Tuesday. Part the south come 41, a low 31 degrees. South spot 3 to 7 mile for Wednesday. Most of the south come 47, a low 32 degrees. And west of about 6 to 10 mile an hour gets 21 mile an hour for Thursday. South got 42 degrees. And a low 21, west of about 8 to 14 mile an hour for Friday. South got 34, low 20 degrees. And north is about 6 to 9 mile an hour for Saturday. Rain and snow showers likely, partly south got 41, a low 34 degrees. Calvin coming south around 5 to 8 mile in the morning, just made to the 6%. And Sunday, partly south got 48 degrees. West of about 5 to 7 mile an hour. Right now, Norton, it is 19 degrees and fair skies. And that is going to be it for the Peter Channel Morning News on this Monday morning, February 22nd, 2021. I'm Peter J. Wiggins. Hope you have a good morning and goodbye day. Stay safe, be positive, be healthy, be well. I will see you at noontime for a noontime report. Hope you have a good morning.